Well, this is all fun and games because it's all brand new to me, completely confusing. So I'm hoping that I'm going live on different things now. I'll get used to it. I get used to it. So this is part of 3 that we're going to be doing over the next few days, just to get you something sort of consistent or moving on that you can do yourself, or even that we can add colour to a mixed media. So I have got my rudimentary accoutrements. I've got my compass, I've got a rubber eraser, and I've got some fine liner pens. I haven't got anything else apart from a computer and you and a quick drink. So I'll give you a minute to all come in. Because it's StreamYard, I'm not too sure how it works quite yet. So you bear with me because I'm finding buttons and never because I didn't know these buttons were there. And the next minute it's like, oh, where did that come from? So chat amongst yourselves. I'll be here for 30 seconds. Is there anybody in the house? Is there anybody in the house? Is there anybody in the house? Okay, let's get with it. Now we're going to do what I call a beautiful mandala, and we're going to look at it in a very simplistic way. Well, for me. So I'm just going to start another page. So just let me move you and a bit of light. There we go. So I'm going to set this up now. It hasn't come yet. Sue Russell was very kind. Said that the Stadler, whatever you want to call it, as a pen adapter. So I'm going to be using that. So set yourself up with whatever you're comfortable. So, you know, if you want to do 1 page mandala, if you want to do like we did yesterday, several pages of mandala. I know I am going to finish that, but I thought we'd do something a little bit more pretty. So we'll do 1. So let's just check. Oh, look at that. So give yourself a little bit of a oh, look, steadying point. Okay, so you know that middle bit is going to be right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some concentric circles. I'm doing them quite uniform, and there's a reason I'm doing them uniform, because I can ignore them or use parts of them. And I used to teach this at school. Jumped out. Teach this at school because it's so therapeutic. I'm not a doctor. I am not in any way, shape, form. I have done art therapy, but I'm not state qualified or state regulated. And I don't ever say I'm a therapist. I just say that this is my sort of therapy and I love it. So I've got a few circles here. You can have as many as permitting on yours or not. So, you know, as you wish. So I've got, let's have a quick look. Got the outer one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 7 rings. Might not use them all. I might use more. Oh, hello, Jackie. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Linda. Oh, some of you are coming in on the Facebook and the live stream. That's brilliant. I'm hoping that the picture's going to get a little bit better as well as we do this. Okay, because I'm realizing that it can be very hit and miss, can't it? So, I'm just going to look at some designs that I like. So, as you all know, I'm a bit of a fiend in the nicest possible way for circles. So this is where I forgot to do this before. I must apologise wholeheartedly. I didn't put the circles out. Well, I will get them now. So it's entirely up to you if you happen to have this great little piece of trickery from, you know, Orbis. This is great. Circles, different shapes, brilliant for it. In fact, it's easier than a compass. If you haven't and you've only got small templates, it doesn't matter. We're just going to use nice shapes. So I'm going to take this out of here just for a minute. Actually, can we leave that in there and pick with the pencil up? I am so proud of myself, guys. I have managed to start sharing, sorting out the room of doom. I did it yesterday for about 4 hours, and honestly, it looks like I've made more of a mess. But I know it's getting there. I know it's getting there. Now, somebody's put, I think I'm now on the other chat. We don't get a picture with that, so it doesn't matter. You're there. I'm on different streams. Not many people in, but I do realise that Friday people do the stuff. So hopefully, when we get to put some mixed media on it next week and then colour it on Sunday, you might join us for that. So get yourself sorted, get your circles, and we're going to do some nice patterning. Sorry, you know what time it is? Oh, it's bedtime. So, number one, get myself sorted. Use a ruler by all means, or anything straight. And I'm just going to put 12 and 6. Now, this, to me, make sure this is your template. So you can do this and then do loads. Yeah, different people in different chats. So I think we've only got 15 though. Not many today. Right. So I've done across, and the only stipulation I've got is to make it sort of look somewhat symmetrical. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. Go through your middle. Go through your middle for diddle. So there's my middle. Okay. So now what I'm going to do by eye, if you're good with a compass and a ruler and, you know, all that, then use it. By all means. You know, the right angles, you know, all different sorts of angles that you want to do. And utilize that, what you've got. If it's mathematical, that's even better. But I just want to show people that really I'm just going by eye. By eye. Do you remember Sue used to say that? Sue, I'm sure her name was Smith as well. She used to do that from Yorkshire. She used to do those. She used to always carry the paper, the sticky sticks, what were they called, those things that we used to put on peel-offs, always onto the other side of the back of the card. And she made a map for a sister who had I think she had a stroke, and she made a wonderful map for her. So we've got the sections put in. So number 1, you draw your outer circle. Number 2, you draw these intermittent circles wherever you wish. And then what we're going to do is section it up. Now, you might not use all the sections. It might only be a point of reference, but you know, basically that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to look for a circle, probably Is that too big there? Let me check. Let me check. I've got that many circles coming out of my ears. I'll try with that one. So there, that's it. So on the bottom line, halfway, oh, like that. Okay. So I like to think of these as healing. Why am I saying that? Well, sometimes you may not feel great, or you might not feel worth much. And what you need to do is perhaps tell yourself that you are worth more than perhaps people might think, or how much you feel at that time. And I think this is a really good way of doing it. It's a really good way of you sort of saying a healing process. So this is for me anyway. So what I've done is I've put a little diddy one in between. So, oh, which one did I use? That one. Yeah. So this one touches the top and it comes up like that. Just as long as it's sort of in the middle, I don't really care. This is a very, very dodgy thing to get into. Very dodgy. There's so many amazing people who do it. A lot of people like to do mandalas. It's just, it's such a beautiful thing that's been many, many thousands of years pattern involved in art, or pattern forming, pattern shape building, and it's an incredible part of it. And it's really important that each sort of country, culture, generation have their own favourite words, patterns. It's really weird how it works, but it really does work. It's really quite strange. But so I'm going to treat you. No, I'm not going to treat you. I'm just going to do a little extension now on this. So I want it to be more of a teardrop. So I'm just going to do that. Can you see? So what I've basically done is just added a hat on the circle. So you just come off to the middle, off to the middle, and it's just not little diddy bitty. Let me show you. Not little diddy bitty things. Let me draw one here, and then I'll show you. Right, so there's the circle, okay, and it's got another circle there. So this is rough, right? So what I'm going, and there's the middle. Yeah, you got that? You getting that okay? Just like that. Just extend it. And then when you rub this out, you've got a really nice teardrop shape. And you can extend it more if you want, you know what I mean, but that's the basics of it. So I'm going to put a hat on mine. Now in the middle, we're going to base ourselves, and it's going to be just 2 words. And whether you put them on or not, whether you hide them, they're going to be there. And those words are, I am. Okay, so we've got our lovely pear drop now. Can you see it? Yeah, that's it. So we've got the circle here. Now we can start playing around with that circle if we wish. And if you want to, you can, as a little help, go round and just put little marks on all the spaces by eye. Okay, like that. It's a really simple thing, but it's very, very helpful. And these are fabulous. You've got the kids' holidays, haven't you? So what could be more invigorating and really good for kids than, oh, I'm a bit out there, then drawing their own and getting them to colour it. And you don't even have to keep drawing the basic printout. You can just do one on the printer and do a copy of one. So we've got our basic structures, and I really love this idea of nature. It's just absolutely stunning. So I'm going to put another circle here. Now this is slightly different for me because although the circle is my favourite shape, I don't often get to do it in my work. Like fuller circles, I tend to sort of, it's like a circle pattern, or so doing this is like cracking for me. It's cracking, what you can see. So just going round, fitting it in there. Michael Jepson is the one you want for these circle cuts. I took them to the telly a few years ago, and they sold like wildfire. I don't like saying that because it's not very nice sometimes, is it? But yeah, and he's still got some stock. So I'm going to take this up now into this. I tell you why I'm doing this. I was looking at the reel I put out the other day, and I put out that reel that I took of the flowers when we were out. Oh, now that's going to annoy me. So I'll have to do it again. Yeah, I did a reel, and I did a reel of flowers, and there were succulents, and that's what influenced me with this. That's better. Oh, I'm going to have to really rub it out because it's really annoying me now, that. Right, so let me just check the size. I'm terrible at this. What's this one into? I'm terrible at remembering sizes like that. I think, oh no, it won't matter. There we go. I think it's that one. Just put it in between. Ah, that's it. Put a hat on. Yeah, and the succulents. And then I was thinking of Leonardo da Vinci, and then I was thinking about all the different, plants and how they're all beautiful. So I thought about this as a succulent. So okay, so let's get some patterning on these. Well, not patterning. Let's get some outline. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my pen, and just to show you. Feet on the floor. Take your time. Pen not the best pen in the world. That's running out. That's a brown. Oh, for crying out loud. Right. That's Mark. He's got allergies. Hay fever. Right. Okay. So again, I'm not worried too much about how perfect these are, because when we start delving into sort of changing shapes and stuff, it really doesn't have much of an impact on it when we start rubbing lines out, because it is what it is. The pattern, I mean. So the wording for the middle is I am, and you can finish that however you want, but the most important thing is you are worth it. You are here. You are real. You know, all these things you can say about yourself. I am loved. I am real. I am cared for. All these things. And then that's a very powerful message to yourself if you keep repeating it. And it's, yeah, it makes you feel a bit better. Because you might not be having a great day, or you might just feel that you need it. Well, yeah, we all do. So here I'm just keeping this as a circle because I don't want to go petal mad. And when I'm doing this, I'm quite aware that there's loads of people doing brilliant versions of very similar things, but I personally don't. I want mine to be a little bit different, so hence making my own petals. Here I put a diamond in, triangle, sorry, and it's whatever size is left. So I'm not trying to make it exact. I'm just fitting it in, so to speak. Like that. Excuse me, tummy again. So we've got this and we've got this. And when I draw, get rid of some of the lines, you'll see different petals emerging, different patterns, and it's like the patterns upon patterns upon patterns, and we can do it it's just never ending. And personally, very, very indulgent because these are some of my favorite shapes. So we've got this. I've got to put in some more circles down here, some smaller ones, because I think it needs it in the middle. So I'm going to go use the smaller versions. Now I have got some, you can use these as well, which if you've seen me before, you can use like the ovals, but excuse me, I'm going to stick to the circles just while I'm on it. So I'm just going to go look at that. Out, it's out. Right, so what I've got to do now, you bum. Is that one? See, you've done it again, Anna. That one. So I'm going to have to do it like that. Oh, there we go. So that's an individual one in the middle. Perfect. Well, I think it's perfect because I've just made a right palaver in the middle. So this might be me get out of jail thing. Right, okay, so we've got quite a concentrated pattern. We've got quite a, I love that pattern. I think it's got so much sort of potential with it, but we need pattern, don't we? Now we need to make sure that what we're doing is creating pattern so that we can put pattern back into it. Now there's all sorts of different things you can do here. I think I want these to look like petals. I want them to look like petals, so I want them to have that feeling. So yeah, what I'm looking at now is if I put from halfway to halfway like that, So it's over the bigger one. Okay, that's it. And then right, okay, so this circle, it's got like a, looks like a cuticle, doesn't it? Right, my favourite bit. I'm only going to rub out to there because I might need those lines further up. Let's get the shape, this flower happening. Now I'm looking at that and there's a couple of lines missing there. Can you just see in the middle? But if you want to leave them as they are, you can. Or you can sort of add other patterns to them as well. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, I've got a number 8 here. Number 8, come out wherever you are. Number 8, come on. There it is. A number 8. And I'm just going to put in some pattern in the dots. So I'm just putting some dots in there. The denser dots make it look darker. The lighter dots further apart from each other give the illusion of space. So that's it. And if this doesn't look right, what I can do is add a line. Do you get it just there? Okay. Now, at the beginning of most of my threads or on my page itself, you'll see there's a journaling kit that I put together. I'll give you the link for it. It's on my Amazon storefront. So if you go to that, or if you go to my Facebook page, and on my Facebook page, there's something called the link tree. And if you press on that, it's got all my info. Well, it's not everything. You've not got me like my bank card and out like that, but you've got all like Patreon, all the different sites have got my website, so it's quite informative. If you would like to be a Patreon is very important because it allows me to continue to give free content. Because if you think that, while I'm doing this, I can't get a job, but I don't want to. I want to do this until it's not feasible. Can you see? Does that look okay? Okay, so I've put a bit of depth in there just to give me something to work around, and then I'm going to put in some just around there like that, just to give that middle a bit of depth. So we can see we've got this pattern forming here. I'm just going to add using the thicker pen. Okay, and I'm just going to put another one in there. And each one is different because it fits in with what's above it. So they're not all the same. So you can sort of, make them fit. And yet, on the whole, when you look at something like a mandala like this, you get the the feeling that it is very symmetrical and neat. There we go. So nice depth. I've set the zoom up on the camera so that's right. So hopefully, but if I bring it down a little bit within the focus, because I know I'm already now. I know how far. If I go like that, I know I'm within focus of it. So you can get to see. Got a bit more depth now. So just thinking. I think I want another line in that one. There we go. We've got lines. You see, when we're adding colour, we'll have colour on colour on colour on colour, so it'll look very different. Now, what I'm going to do is just behind these diamond ones, I'm just going to put. I don't want it to be very black because I want when you add your colour to on Sunday, you'll be able to sort of see the dots through your colour. Whereas if it's all dark, you won't be able to see it. You won't be able to see your colour. So I'm just putting the dots in there. And you all know I've been drawing with dots for years. Now some of these designs will be available from a website later on. So we'll be able to sort of work on them. I'm just going to rub out now. A little bit more. So you can get to see what I'm doing. Can you see that now? Quite striking, isn't it? So there we go. Little circle within that. Thank you. I don't know who said that's lovely, but because it doesn't come up with names, it just comes up with like a profile. This is on the StreamYard chat, so on the live chat, it's a little bit different. I can only do one at once on here anyway, because I'm not au fait with it yet. Right, so what I need to do is bring in some just like that. Now, it's hardly anything, but the impact that has when you're shading and drawing is immeasurable, honestly. Immeasurable, whatever that is. It's very powerful. You don't need a lot. And this is something that when you've done your drawings or anything with our work that we've done in the past, you can add this on top of your colour because it adds depth without too much darkness, if that makes any sense. So just concentrate them there and then let them come out like that. There we go. So we've got a little bit of depth around the edges. Yeah. And what I'll do is I'll just do that there. In fact, I like that. That's floating my boat. So you sort of concentrate down the line, blob, 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 couple of blobs outside, couple of blobs, and then we're going all the way up. and then just joining it like that. So concentrate the blobs near your triangle. I'm going really low now, so don't know. I'm hoping that you're not going to be able to zoom too much. Hoping that that's okay for you. Is that okay, guys? Yeah. And we'll do something in a minute. It'll be a bit tricky in a minute. And what we'll do is we'll get the smaller pen and add the smaller dots so it's shading in an instant without even knowing you're doing it. Those of you that have seen my UFOs to be done and Mel and met effing Ed and Cheddar. It's a play on words. Well, you know what the effing Ed means, but the play cheddar is like a cheese. But so ched and then for when you're pricking your fingers, right? So cheddar and then for cheddar. Yeah, I know. I need to go and do something a bit more. Right? Oh, sorry. Can you see? Now I'm going to go in with a fine pen and just be a bit finer. What a stupid thing to say. Go with a fine pen and be a bit finer. What the hell does that mean? Right. So what this does is if you're not okay or very confident, should we say, with your pen work and the pressure and stuff, which you can do with one nib of pen, but you need to sort of alter your pressure. Well, this allows you to do that, but without altering all that. So you're just using the actual pen and what it's good for, and it's very different the depth that you get with one from the other. So the first one I used was an 8. This one is now a 2, and there's a big difference in the depth of color that you get. There we go. I'm loving this. I'm really loving this. I think it's one of my nicest mandalas. Your work that you've been inspired by something really pretty, isn't it? I hope you think so as well, because obviously, don't want it to be boring, do I? But I need some pattern in it now. It is getting boring if I'm not careful. So what I need to do is put some pattern in. And I think if I just put circles in, I think that would add. I'll show you what I mean. So we'll start with bigger ones. Like that. So if you're joining me on Sunday, great, because what we'll do is we'll go in with colour, which will be quite nice. So I'm just filling in I'm putting 1 or 2 main ones in the middle and then adding to fill the edge. Okay, and all I'm going to do now, no, get your fat nib. Where's your fat nib? There's my fat nib. Maybe put too many in. Don't put too many in. I put too many in at the beginning, it didn't work. So maybe go less with your dabbing, dib dabbing, and it doesn't overtake some of the little patterns. Or maybe just use a finer pen, like we said. So yeah, that adds something. Should I say that? I don't know what it is like, but never mind. So still want some more pattern because it's still not floating my boat at the moment. So let's get in with the pattern. Actually, I've done quite a lot of intricate patterns on this, considering we've done 45 minutes. So yeah, happy as Larry. So there we go. So I put some small dotty circles in there, which I'm quite happy about. But I do want to add a finer detail, and I do want to just add small patterns there. Now they're almost invisible, but I know they're there, and especially when a colour. You see? Teeny weeny, teeny weeny. Oh, there is small. That's tiny. That's silly. Can't see anything there. Right. Normally, as you're drawing, your objects get bigger, but that's ridiculous. They're invisible there. As I'm getting towards that edge, they're getting smaller. So smaller, bigger towards the tip. That's it. So I've done that. Let's have a look for another pattern. Okay, so here, diamond in the CND sign. I know it's not, but it just reminds me of the CND sign. Okay, so on this one, like that. Can you just say? It's like a checkerboard. So my advice is do first one. They would look neater that way. And I'm staying perpendicular. So like that. So you do the main one, side on, main, side. So checkity board. That's not a word, checkity board, is it? So here, I think it needs a circular shape. And it's got to have my signature little 3 on. Like that. So we've got the three little ones. Oh, make sure I'm sat properly. Excuse me. Right, so the next thing is we'll look at what we're going to do in the background there, because we know we're going to do colour with it. So we're going to say like how we're going to do colour, and where the colour is going to be, and how we're going to do it. So just going to move some more of the lines so you can see. It's really pretty, that. It's really pretty. I really like that. And looking at this now, let's go for another pattern. So I need an idea. Let's go for my other book. My other one. I've got some great sketchbooks here that I can always look at, which always helps me. So we've got this pattern here, haven't we? It's quite the pattern is directional, and it's got this overall like organic feel. So to me, I need to keep that. So I'm looking at other organic things within my ideas about how how I could do that. So the first thing is, do I want this to be a full pattern all the way around, or do I want to change the pattern? And I think I need something here, and we're going to go back with this. I just see, no, you see that is way too big. So let me just check whether I could do. Oh, it's way out there. All right, there to there to there. No, see, so what I need is, it's going to have to be freehand. So that's okay. So from this point to this point, when I said to you right at the beginning, put your little doofers in, because they will help at some point. Oops. Now, if you do right to left, left to right, no, there's no difference. If you do from the middle outwards, I'd tend to get a better line doing it that way, but whichever way you want to do is fine if you want to do it that way. So that when we put colour on, we've got obvious layers that we can go, oh yeah, that's that colour and that's that colour, and we can make layers appear. So there's a colour in the background if we want, or we can make that a colour in its own right, which I think that might be nice if we just sort of cut that off halfway. I'll do it with pencil and see what it looks like, and if it's naff, we don't do it like that. Yeah, but that's something we could do with colour, where we're just running that halfway through like that. So we've got the petal formation in the background, and do we do another one there? Do we do another pattern there? Do we do another circle the opposite way? Do we do one that fits in the middle there? Or do we not bother with the circle? I mean, these are the things now. The only issue is when you're doing this is the amount of stuff you want to do on it is just incredible. You're like, oh, we can do this, oh, we can do this. And you're like, wow, can't do it all. Well, you can. I quite like crowns, I know. Right, here. 1, 2, 3. We'll have a bulrush. So smaller, larger, larger, with a quaver on the end. Not in music, not quaver, a what's it. No, I really mean a what's it. A cheesy what's it. So it actually looks more like a petal, like an object. So I'm keeping it within that line, altering the sizes to go within that circle, because some are a little bit, obviously, a bit more freehand than others. Should have done Moodle 101. I'm using a finer pen because it's hard to get the detail like this with a thicker pen. It the lines are too thick. So you're not um, making them heavy. There we go. I forget that you're here sometimes, you know. Right. Gone off. Come back, sorry. Another pattern forming in there. And then what we're going to do is just put a little dot in there. Like that. To form that there. And then we need something maybe in this. I don't want to put the little dots in again because I think that's just a bit too much. So let's go in with a little circle. Because don't forget we're adding colour, so you don't just need pattern on this. Colour will do a lot with it as well. So try and keep your circles uniform. If they're not, it don't matter. Okay, so the last bit will be the outside line. Linda, thank you. Hula hoops, yeah. Can I add a Pringle? Hula hoops. I can't see any names, but it's either Marcia, Rachel, or Flavers who said that. Don't know. Could be wrong. Okay, so yeah. Let's see the outer line now. Now we can do a sort of line that corresponds that way. Let's try with pencil so we're not that way. So it's over the two, or I'll do it here, or it's following that. Do you get me? So thought it would be Blathers. See what I mean? I can't even see your names, and I know who it is who says it. Yeah. I know who it is. Right, when we finish this, because we're only doing an hour each day, go back in with your pen and do your bits and bobs, like joining up your lines, making lines a bit thicker and stuff. And then I'm not too sure whether I want that on there or there. I know what I want. Got it. Ignore that. Ignore it. Ignore that. Ignore that. I know. It's a slight round on it. It's not a really hard line. That's better. Right, I will read your comments because I can't see them. You know what I mean? I'm conscious of that. So what we're going to do over the next few days is I've scheduled in 3. So, I've scheduled in 3, and then that means what we can do is work continually. And if people haven't finished or haven't done one, I might be able to sort of put a design on for people to sort of work on. So I would I was thinking of doing a digi kit for people, because some people are still, you know, a little less confident with the drawing. So here we could add even more on it, but I think if we just add a triangle on there, it's very addictive, and I am totally, I'll apologise now for everybody who gets addicted, but it's a better addiction than some, isn't it? Right, so let's get it out and done. Let's see what we've got. Love this bit. This looks so different from all them blooming lines, doesn't it? I'm not showing you yet. Hang on. Just look at the table for a bit. Why not? You ready? Are you ready? Da-da. Da-da. Pretty, isn't it? So we've got all these extra spaces that we could work on then. So, you know, I might do a little bit more work on this. I might not. Still looking for your compass. Yes, some prefer to colour. Exactly. So, oh, look, just noticed I've not put the knobs on the end there like that. So go away if you wish, and don't add too much. Well, I'll knock on for you Sunday at 12. So Sunday, 12 o'clock, be there. I'll knock on, and we need colours. We need our pen. You see what I mean? I'm getting carried away now because it just looked like lace, that. I might put this in a little digi-kit for you. Oh, it's so addictive. I've got work to do now. I'm doing my couching with GIMP. I'm not being rude when I say that. I'm actually couching with GIMP. And GIMP's French wire. It's a proper name. I'm not making it up. I'm not like trying to be funny or smutty. I'm not. Couching is where you attach thread to the surface of another fabric that's too thick to go through, so you attach it by couching it. So if you've got a thread that's quite big like that, and you need to apply it to the surface of fabric, you couch it with another thread that are matching colour. So you couch it. So that's couching. And then GIMP is, and then you can stitch through it. That's GIMP, French wire. And then you've got a pearl and a pearl and a bright and a check. They're all different names. But yeah, so then when you've done that, what you have to do is cover it in gold work. Anyway, I'm sure you don't want to know that. Shut up with this. What are you telling people all this rubbish for? Right, okay, so this is going to be our mindful. are mindful mandala book, and in the middle, I am. Can't see it, but I've put am in the middle and I. So I am. I am. Make that into some sort of finger. And you know it's there. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. That's us having a little insider information. Okay. So I really like that now. I think that's a very nice piece. I mean, we did that one, didn't we? Which I might finish later. We can colour these if you wish, but I really like that as a. It's a really beautiful. It's quite intricate. If you've kept up with me, great. If you haven't, just do whatever you want to do. I'm only here to give you ideas, and the rest is up to you. It's like when you do a really good recipe, you might tweak it for your own palate, exactly like this. That's all it is. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you, so I'll knock on for you Sunday at 12. Look at that, an hour. Do you know, I'm amazed what I could do in an hour. Amazed what I could do in 5 minutes sometimes. So I will speak to you. I'll be live again this way as long as I know how to do it again. And I will see you Sunday. Thanks for your support. If you want to go and check me out, please check me out on my webpage, bluewithers.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like, and then I can get more and more in the logarithms or whatever it is they suggest you. So please go and like and share and subscribe and whatever it is else that you've got. You've got to press that button. So bye. How do I stop this now? Here we go. End.